right, let's go ahead and take a look at Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I had a great time coming up with this arrangement over the last few days. And what I did is I took the lead sheet of the tune, which is the melody and the chords, and I came up with a fingerstyle sort of chord melody arrangement where oftentimes it's the melody, most all the time actually on the top of the chord, then some chord tones and a bass note. And I also threw in a number of extra chords that helped make the arrangement a little bit unique. And that was one of the most fun part of it for me, is kind of reharmonizing some of the chord changes and that kind of thing. So we won't talk really much about the chords or what's going on there because that's something for an entirely different course. But we will go through slowly the movements, especially the chord shapes that I'm playing in this arrangement, okay? And one thing I want to do real quick before we get into this is show you a little bit of some exercises you can practice with the picking hand to help sort of primer you for this style of playing. And that this arrangement is really done in as a tip of the hat really of some of the great fingerstyle jazz players like Lenny Breau, Ted Green, John Knowles, Tim Lurch, who are both great fingerstyle instructors here with TrueFire. But I want to show you a couple techniques that I practice quite a bit that help me get ready for this style in the right hand. So I'm going to take a B major 7 chord on the left hand. I'm just using the middle 4 strings there, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings with the ring, middle, index, and thumb. Okay, so here's one I want to show you that's a great pattern to practice. We're going to pinch on beat 1 with thumb, index, middle, and ring. Okay, that's beat 1. Now on the and of beat 1, this is going to be an 8th note, is just the ring finger on the 2nd string. 1 and. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that for every beat, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And these are swing 8th notes that I'm playing, by the way, too. Let's just try that together one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, once you got the pattern down, you could try it with a little bit of progression. So maybe I play 1 bar of this B major 7, then a C diminished 7, C sharp minor 9, then an F sharp 13. You'll notice we have the same melody note on top of every chord. And what you want to strive to do is bring out that top note a little bit with your volume and tone on the picking hand so that there's a little bit of a separation between the bass and chords and the melody on top. So let's just try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could also practice going twice as fast, so the chords are changing twice as fast, like this. Okay, so that's one great pattern to practice. Now you could practice this on any set of strings you want, any chord progression you want, but it's going to help you kind of get some of the independence between the melody finger and keeping these steady quarter notes going with thumb, index, and middle finger, which we'll use a lot of in this arrangement. The other great pattern and exercise to practice is one that I learned from a great book called Fingerstyle Jazz, which was put out by Lenny Breau and John Knowles. And in this exercise, what you do is you play steady quarter notes with thumb, index, and middle finger. That's what it sounds like all put together. I had to think about it a minute for myself. So we have steady quarter notes, thumb, index, and middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with the ring finger, we're going to play a quarter note triplet. So what that is 3 quarter notes in the place of 2 quarter notes where they normally would be. And when I was working on this pattern, actually this summer, I got a chance to teach a little bit with John Knowles, and we were working on this type of thing. Actually, it was on Lenny Bro's birthday, and we were working on this pattern and showing it to some students. And John said that the quarter note triplets sound like strawberry, strawberry. So if I go 1, 2, 3, if I'll have this strawberry, 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 strawberry. That's the rhythm of what the ring finger is going to be doing. Let me see if I can just demonstrate it real quick, and then I'll show you a little bit closer what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ring finger is playing the strawberry part, while the thumb, index, and middle play steady quarter notes. Here it is really slow. Let's kind of break down the pattern. It's a pinch on beat 1, all 4 fingers. Then ring finger, then thumb, index, middle, then ring finger. Again, one more time. So that's like the 2-beat pattern, and that's just going to repeat. So you'll get this when you repeat it. A little bit faster. In the progression. Twice as fast. Okay, so you want to just practice along with that. And again, really strive for bringing out the melody with the ring finger, because that's what we're going to have to do in this arrangement. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening in the arrangement I played for you. And there will also be tablature and notation you can download and look on with as well. So right from the very beginning, this tune, this particular arrangement I did in the key of B. At first I tried it in the key of G. It didn't work out too well, so I just tried the key of B, and it worked. I'm sure there were other keys that could work in as well, but we're going to start up here on this B major 6. Okay? And I'm just going to play you the first little phrase, really slow. Okay, so there's a lot going on in there. Let's just look at the chord shapes a little bit. Okay, I'm just not going to go into naming chords too much because I think it will just take too much time, and we have a limited amount of time here for this, so let's just look at it again really, really slow. Okay, now sometimes I'm using my pinky finger to get actually 5 notes, like on this C sharp minor 9. I realize that that's not that common, and not a lot of people use the pinky. So what you can do if you want to use the pinky finger is just don't play the note on the 4th string. Just get the melody is the most important note, and then get the bottom 2 notes below it, and then the thumb. So here's my 5 note chord, and then here's if I just get 4. So either way works fine. I throw in the pinky sometimes on these slower tunes because it adds a little bit of richness to some of the chords. So I'll play the first phrase one more time, then keep going. Okay, now the next set of chords. Okay, one more time really slow. major 9, down to A7. All right, continuing on the next set of shapes. Let's just look at those again. Now. Okay, I realize that's already a lot, okay? And I think the best way to go through this is to really work on sort of memorizing and identifying and getting comfortable with all the chord shapes. Like I said, this is sort of a chord melody, sort of block chord type thing where it's big shapes and block chords like melody, chord, and bass all at one time. So the best thing to do would be to take a little phrase at a time. Let me just play through that much again, really slowly, a little bit out of time, and then we'll keep moving on from there. It's going to repeat that phrase a little bit. Let's go, keep going from there. A little bit different shape there for the B7 and this E. Okay, now this time around, instead of B major 7, it's B major 6. Okay. To the bridge, okay. Once again, I'm trying my best not to go through chord names and get too into what's going on with the harmony just yet. More just trying to demonstrate the shapes. So when we get to this sort of B section, finally on to the last A section. There it is. All right. Now, I feel guilty not describing more of what's going on, but it's one of those arrangements that it's difficult to talk about all the chord changes happening, and especially trying to keep it short for this. So what I would recommend doing is spending a bit of time watching the performance video. And if you can, even slowing down the video on that. And like I said, I will go through and write a notation and tablature to work on with it, what I did in the performance. And the way I'm breaking this down for you is not exactly what I did in the performance in terms of the phrasing and sort of sometimes the syncopation and that kind of thing is quite different than how I'm showing it. But I think if you're going to go after this and tackle this tune, really work on these chord shapes and just being able to play how I just did out of time, grabbing the whole shape. Excuse me. There we go. Even if it means getting thumb, index, middle, and ring all pinching at the same time. And then after you feel comfortable with some of the shapes, just one phrase at a time, then go back and actually kind of tackle the way that I played it in the performance and utilize that tab and notation as well. So I hope that helps you, and I hope you enjoy this little rendition of Have Yourself a Merry Christmas. And I hope you enjoy the holidays, and look forward to seeing you again on TrueFire soon. Thank you.